What's going on, everyone? So, you just can't make this stuff up. Of course, Clippers resting Kawhi Leonard. Now, it is the first game of a back to back. So, they play the Phoenix Suns twice. But come on. If this was the Lakers, we all know Kawhi Leonard would be playing. And, people like to say, teams aren't trying to sell and teams aren't doing this to avoid it. They absolutely are. There have been literal interviews of teams talking about, even in like the national championship games and stuff, they were talking about like, oh man, you look at the standings and stuff. Hey, back in our day, I'm not saying we purposely were losing games, but we definitely were trying to avoid teams. Like, it happens all the time, right? Nobody wants to play the Lakers. Nobody. And if teams can make it as difficult as possible for the Lakers and potentially keep them out, guess what they're going to do? Everything they can to do that. Again, you look at these games. The Lakers play the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell plays the very next game, right? Which wasn't that day. It was literally a day later. Guess who doesn't play? Donovan Mitchell. Again, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Or like J. Cole said, fool me 3 times, F the peace sign, load chopper, let it rain on you. Just had to throw that out there. Popped into my head while I was saying that. But nonetheless, look, this is a pattern. And it happens way too many times for it to just be a coincidence. Every time the Lakers play somebody, guess what? We get 100% of that team and we get 100%. A guy could get sawed in half and he's just, give me some super glue. I got to get in the game. We play the Lakers tomorrow. But if they're playing anyone else, that would be it. RIP, right? Like, it's crazy how frequently this happens, right? But the Lakers are in good shape, right? Got to handle business. You got to win these games. You have 3 games. You have to win all 3 games. It's just, what's more crazy to me is the team selling that can't really afford to sell. Right? Like the Clippers, they can't really afford to sell. They are 2 games ahead of the Dallas Mavericks from falling out of the 4th seed into the 5th. Now you could say, hey, 4th and 5th are going to play each other regardless. And Clippers are completely locked into that 4 and 5. Right? So they don't have to worry about potentially, falling into the play-in or anything like that. But there's also a big difference between having home court and not. The only team that they really have to worry about is the Dallas Mavericks. But Dallas is right on their tail. Dallas is right there by the hair of their chinny chin chin, and they have a easier schedule, and they play the Hornets. So Dallas is probably beating the Hornets. And if the Clippers end up losing to the Phoenix Suns, now they're only a game behind the Dallas Mavericks, and then they have to go and play the Phoenix Suns once again. So I don't mind the team. Like the Boston Celtics tried to sell to Sacramento. It drove me crazy. It was incredibly frustrating, but it was something that I saw, right? Boston has no incentive. They don't need to win anything. They don't care, right? Like the fact that they even were up 21 and played some of their guys was surprising, right? Because they have the 1 seed locked up all the way through the finals. Like situations like that, sure, I get it. If some of these teams play the Blazers, if Portland wants to sit everybody, right? They're not playing for anything other than like draft compensation. Sure, I don't care. But like these teams that have something to play for, those are the teams that I look at and go, man, like, why are these teams selling? Again, I get no one wants the Lakers. And teams are going to do whatever they can to keep the Lakers into the 10th seed because 2 things. One, if the Lakers end up making it from 9th into the playoffs, they played 2 more games than everybody. So they're probably going to be more tired. And they would have played 3 more games than everybody the rest of the way because they also played that in-season tournament championship. So you're talking about, like, just again, more games than basically anybody else this season. So teams are banking that, hey, that could be the difference. Maybe they get tired and they end up falling apart at some point. It gives us a little chance. The other thing is there's always the possibility that they lose. We've seen in the NFL and NCAA, March Madness and all that stuff, one and done, the best team doesn't always win, right? Like a lot of times there's big upsets and teams end up losing. Why? Because you don't have to be the better team. You just have to be better one night. 9 out of 10 times the Lakers might beat the Warriors. 9 out of 10 times, let's say they play the Pelicans in the playoff, they might beat the Pelicans. But if one game Steph and Clay turn back the clock or Steph and Clay from 2015 or whatever, it can happen, right? But the Lakers, they have to do their part, right? It's just frustrating. The players themselves, I'm sure that they don't care. The players themselves, I wholeheartedly believe that they've talked about it. And there's no way that they've been like, oh, of course, we're playing this team today. Everybody's going to play. I'm sure that they've joked about it. I'm sure that they've talked about it. I'm sure that they've had it. It's a thing, right? Lakers tax is real in trades and matchups and everything. Teams purposely try to do whatever they can because no one wants to play LeBron James and Anthony Davis. No one wants to see these guys in a 7-game series where you have to not only worry about LeBron and Anthony Davis's talent level, but you have to worry about LeBron's mind and the way that he can kind of dissect teams over that period of time. And he's going to be Coach LeBron on top of being the player LeBron. You're going to see it. But, the players, I don't think that they care so much. I don't think that they're worried about it. But us fans, it's frustrating, right? And like I say, I'm all I am is a fan. That's all I am. I'm just the guy just making videos that is lucky enough and blessed enough to have an audience that likes to listen to me talk about it and join in the conversations and stuff, which, again, I appreciate you guys. So that's why we're here to vent this stuff. And I'm venting because it's so frustrating watching this team. The Clippers need this win. The Clippers cannot afford to lose this game, right? And they're going to sell this game to the Phoenix Suns. So that way Phoenix can kind of stay where they're at so they don't have to worry about. And, it's maddening to me because we see it all the time. It's not, if it was just like one team here, okay, sure. But it's like every single time. Anytime we play somebody, guess what? Right? Like if Steph or Clay or somebody was not playing games, guess what? Guess who's going to be there? They're going to be there. Right? You look at like the injury reports and stuff like that. You see, Andrew Wiggins and Kuminga and all these. You might as well expect all of them to play. Right? Now, look, again, the Lakers, they have to handle their business. They have to do their job. They have to be locked in. They have to be focused. Again, you have 3 games. You have to win all 3 games. Can't mess around. Some of these teams, they're going to lose. Like Sacramento very likely loses to the Oklahoma City Thunder today. Thunder have a lot to play for. Still, they're also a young team. They're not going to be resting and doing the silly thing, or they shouldn't be doing those things. So I do imagine that they're going to end up playing guys and hopefully handle business against Sacramento. So my hope is that Thunder handle business, beat Sacramento, and then we, see them. They play Phoenix at some point. They both can't tank, so somebody's got to lose that game. Hopefully the Clippers, if they lose this game to the Suns, hopefully they play everybody on the second game back-to-back, beat the Suns that time. Right? If Lakers win outright, one of these teams is going to fall. The Pelicans, they probably lose one game along the way, and then if we beat them at the end of the season, Lakers are in good shape. It's frustrating. But you got to handle business. Got to beat the Warriors today. On top of beating the Warriors today, you got to go out. You got to beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Then you follow that up with the Pelicans at the end of the season, which very likely could be the difference between you getting into the 8th seed or finishing in 9th. You're right there. Handle your business. Do what you got to do and go out and get this W. Lakers are right there. We've been climbing and battling, and it's frustrating that we suffered that loss the other day. But the Lakers have done a good job of bouncing back. Lakers, they lose, sudden 5-game win streak, lose 4-game win streak. You lose, okay? Well, now we got to go on another 4-game win streak. Right? You got to win the 3 to close out the season, get in that 7th and 9th, or 7th and 8th. Win that 7th and 8th game, now you're in the playoffs. Right? Finish the season on a 4-game win streak to get into the playoffs, and the Lakers are in good shape. But I believe in the Lakers. Do you? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Again, just kind of wanted to vent because it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. And that's the beauty of having a YouTube channel and being able to talk to all you folks, because it allows me to vent and our frustrations, as I'm sure you have your frustrations. And I'm sure that I'm excited to see the comments and hear you all vent down in the comments as well. But again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions. So let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.